Sawadee krap, good morning and welcome to Newsline. We're airing live on NBT Radio Thailand FM 88 and NBT World. Today is Sunday, July 26th, and my name is Suraphat Lautharanarit. Let's start off with Thailand moves forward. In our first story, the Prime Minister has assured the people of Thailand that the government's determination to tackle the drought crisis in the country is an ongoing process. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha said during his weekly TV program, Returning Happiness to the People, that the government has been deeply concerned with the impact of the drought crisis on all parties in the country, as officials continue their efforts to tackle the enduring problem. General Prayut stated that the Natural Resources and Environment Ministry has already been instructed to find new water sources through the digging of 511 new groundwater wells and to install turbine water pumps in many of them. He said that 415 wells have been dug and around 200,000 cubic meters of water can now be pumped out each day. In addition, the ministry has installed electric pumps at 202 out of a planned 380 wells, enabling the pumping up of about 30,300 cubic meters of water per day. The Prime Minister went on to say that if all the wells are completed by the deadline, which is the end of July, approximately 350,000 cubic meters of water will be pumped out each day to benefit 100,000 rai of farmland and some 4,000 households. The government has pleaded with the public to continue to conserve water despite the easing dry season to ensure enough reserves for next year. Deputy Government Spokesperson Major General Sansern Keaokamneut stressed the government's necessity of storing at least 3.5 billion cubic meters of water to tide the country over throughout the next summer. According to Major General Sansern, water shortage in the Northeast has ended, but still exists in the lower north and provinces along the Chao Phraya River. However, the crisis is expected to go away when the rainy season fully comes in August. Despite the improving situation, Major General Sansern recommended that conservation of water and other resources be a regular habit of all Thai people, be they city dwellers or countryside residents. The Deputy Government Spokesperson reiterated that city people should also take farmers as an example, since most of them have to sacrifice their crops to comply with a water-saving scheme aimed at helping all groups of consumers. Major General Sansern added that the government will estimate the loss caused by the prolonged drought and will then map out aid plans for affected agriculturists after the crisis has truly come to an end. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has affirmed that Thailand is doing its best to combat illegal fishing and labor abuse. The Prime Minister spoke in response to a threat by the European Union to issue a red card to Thailand's fishing industry, claiming Thailand still utilizes plenty of illegal workers in its fishing industry, which constitutes a human rights violation. The Prime Minister said Thailand is doing its best to deal with the problem and adheres to the principles of human rights. He urged the press not to depict Thailand in a negative light. The Australian ambassador has visited the minister to the Prime Minister's office, Mamlong Panatda Disakun, saying he hopes the political situation in Thailand will return to normal soon. Mamlong Panatda welcomed the Australian ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Paul Robiliard, who was assigned to the post in Thailand last year. Mr. Robiliard expressed his concerns over the political climate during his visit. He encouraged the Thai people to stay united until the situation returns to normal. The Australian ambassador also sought cooperation from the Thai public sector in helping reduce the number of road fatalities in Thailand. According to the World Health Organization, Thailand is listed among the top 3 nations with the world's highest number of road accident deaths each year. Moreover, the Australian ambassador discussed with Mom Luang Panatta about the possibility of establishing a joint education program between the 2 countries. The Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives and Thai AirAsia have jointly set up a one-stop export service center at Don Mueang International Airport. Both organizations will cooperate under a memorandum of understanding between them to set up the export service for farm goods from Thailand. The service will ensure speedy delivery of Thai farm exports in order to maintain the quality of the products during their trip worldwide. Each item is required to undergo a rigorous inspection process by the Department of Agriculture, the Fisheries Department, and the Livestock Development Department before it can be exported. Exporters will receive a certified document within 2 working days after the inspection. The one-stop service will be set up at Cargo Terminal 2 and ready to operate this October. The National Reform Council, or NRC, has approved the report by Sports Committee with an expectation to establish a standalone Ministry of Sports within 3 to 5 years. Chairman General Yuttasak Sasiprapha presided over a seminar held by the NRC Committee on Sports Reform, during which he delivered a keynote address on public input towards sports reform. According to him, based on the committee's discussions and the public's input, the committee detailed 8 major ways to reform the country's sports sector. The 8-point proposal includes establishing a national sports university, a national sports committee, and a national sports science institution, as well as the reforming of sports infrastructure, supporting of the sports industry, passing of legislations to facilitate sports development, and establishment of a standalone Ministry of Sports. General Yuttasak stressed that the NRC has already given positive feedback towards this committee's proposal, and that he expects a Ministry of Sports to be established within 3 to 5 years. The committee working on the 2016 fiscal budget has so far trimmed 9 billion baht from the budget allocation for 18 ministries. According to the Budget Committee spokesperson, Major General Chat Udom Tithasiri, budgets requested by 302 agencies of 18 ministries account for 76% of the entire fiscal budget. So far, the committee has shaved 9.75 billion baht off the initial numbers. The committee will proceed to consider budget allocations for the Ministry of Interior, followed by non-ministry agencies and independent organizations. Regarding the Ministry of Defense, General Chat Udom disclosed that the committee had decided to increase the budget for the ministry by 10 billion baht because of an increase in compensation to its regular army personnel and ranger force. He noted, however, that the committee did not allocate any budget towards the ministry's planned purchase of submarines in 2016. The Department of Skill Development, or DSD, has indicated that a number of bicycle owners have availed themselves of the free bike checkup services being provided by the department ahead of the Bike from Arm activity. In preparation for the Bike from Arm campaign, in commemoration of the 83rd birthday anniversary of Her Majesty the Queen, skill development offices and institutes nationwide have been offering bicycle maintenance and repair services to the public since the beginning of this month. The services are being provided for free under the Fixed Bike for Mom project initiated by the Ministry of Labor. The SD Director General Mom Luang Buntarik Samiti reported that so far about 320 bikes have been brought in by participants of the Bike for Mom event. The services given out include tire repair and brake testing. The Director General expects more people to use the services until August 16th, the day the biking activity will be held. On the day, the DSD will also set up 4 service points along the biking route, namely the Royal Plaza, the Royal Thai Army Sports Club on Vipawadi Rangsit Road, Ksait Saad University, and the 11th Infantry Regiment King's Guard. To enable Buddhists and city people to observe Asanha Busha and Buddhist Lent days, the Bangkok Mass Transit Authority, or BMTA, will be offering free bus trips to 9 best-known temples of the capital city during July 30th and 31st. The BMTA is preparing 20 non-air-conditioned buses to serve the public from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Interested persons can hop on buses showing signs that say free bus rides to temples on Ratanakosin Island, waiting to lift passengers at the Bangkok bus terminal and Wat Sak Gate. The itinerary consists of the Marble Temple, Wat Sam Praya, Wat Bawar Niwet, Wat Chana Songkram, Wat Mahathat, Wat Po, Temple of the Emerald Buddha, Wat Sutat, and Wat Sak Gate. BMTA officials will also be on duty along the roads to the destinations, as well as at the temples, to facilitate passengers. We Thai people are used to seeing a lot of cars on the roads and being caught in heavy traffic. Our reporter Kun Panotsi Sinsap has traveled to Zermatt, Switzerland, a town without motor cars. It's really hard to imagine living our daily life without personal cars, but let's see what he found in this report.
Zermatt is one of the world's most notable car-free destinations. For this and other reasons, the city has received an award as Switzerland's most self-sustaining winter resort. The ski resort township takes care of nature and uses its resources judiciously.
We're now at the entrance to Zermatt. All cars have to be parked outside. So to go into the city, we have to take the train. So let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we will be arriving in Zermatt. Thank you for travelling with us on the Matterhorn Gotthardbahn, and we wish you a nice day.
Now I'm in Zermatt. The air here is fresh and pollution-free. The temperature right now is around 10 degrees C, and it will go up to mid-20s during daytime in summertime. And as you can see from the road here, it's very small, and people go about their business by walking.
Today, I have an appointment with the mayor of Zermatt, Mr. Christoph Bürgen, who has good reason to be proud of the recent history of the resort.
So the government in 1961 already, they decided to make the car-free resort because we were the last village of the whole valley. And the road is coming up in the early 70s. So it was not a big problem. But it was a very wise decision that they make this decision to make this resort car-free. A lot of tourism resorts, especially in Italy or in France, they have big problems with too much traffic and too many cars, especially on the weekends, because everybody is coming by car, and here here in Zermatt it's very special. Personally, I'm very happy that it happened so.
As there are no automobiles in Zermatt, walking, that is, going on foot, is the regular way of getting anywhere. But with such nice temperature and weather, why not?
But don't worry, when you're tired of walking, there are alternatives like bicycles, e-taxis, an e-bus, or a horse-drawn carriage. However, there is another thing you might wonder about. How are bigger goods transported without a vehicle to carry them? The villagers here say that when goods are being brought from the nearby town, they are transported up the mountain using trains and then transferred to the location using an electric truck. No problems there.
These implementations have helped to maintain the beautiful environment of Zermatt and more importantly prevent air pollution, which could obscure the townsville of the Matterhorn, the symbol of Switzerland. I'm Panosi Sinsap for NBT World in Zermatt, Switzerland.
Beautiful indeed. And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. We'll take a quick break now, and before that, let's take a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. First among them, to uphold the 3 pillars, the nation, religion, and the monarchy.
How could you do that to me? Stop it! Huh? Don't you get it? I don't need you anymore. Enough! We're through. There's someone else in my life.
Say no to the past. Bring your own bag. Say no to plastic.
Swadee krab, this is Thailand at large.
The show which is about to take you to the new experiences with the exciting stories.
With charming fascination. With a touch of Thainess.
Let's join us on NBT World.
Explore with us and you'll know and love Thailand even more than before.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Thailand is holding the Organic and Natural Expo 2015 in Bangkok, seeking an expansion of organic agriculture in the country. In response to rising demand worldwide, Commerce Minister Chatchai Sarikanya noted in his special talk at the Expo. General Chatchai has required provincial commerce offices nationwide to collect data of the industry within the end of August. The data, including the number of planting areas and suppliers, will be used to create a national database for an expansion of Thai suppliers to new markets across the world. It also helps brand Thailand as the world's organic-based industry. According to International Federation of Organic Agriculture Movements President Andre Liu, Thailand currently has 213,000 rai of organic plantations, ranking 8th in Asia and 4th in ASEAN. 9,200 organic suppliers produce a total of 80,000 tons of food, bringing in 4 billion baht in export revenue.
I think Thailand has a very good future in organic trade. I listened to your Minister of Commerce this morning, and I believe that your Ministry of Commerce has an excellent plan to grow the whole Thai organic sector. They have done very good analysis. Particularly for rice, Thailand is one of the world's biggest rice exporters, and organic rice is in a shortage and brings a major premium. And I think this is a way for Thailand to value add your rice exports and return a good premium back to your country, back to your farmers, and for the whole community. With anything new, there's always lots of challenges and opportunities. The challenges are not just developing markets, but you actually have to develop production. If you don't have the production, you have nothing to sell. So Thailand really needs to invest in helping more farmers do very good organic production techniques. Particularly with rice, the new organic rice production techniques are very high yielding. And some of them now are getting around 7 tonnes of rice per hectare, which is much higher than the average for paddy, which is between 3 to 4 tonnes. This is the type of research that needs to be done in Thailand and then scaled up to your farmers. You can do that. You will have very good rice surpluses and get good markets.
With integrated efforts of 4 ministries, commerce, agriculture and cooperatives, industry and education, Thailand is now striving to realize its strategic plan to develop the organic farming industry. The Organic and Natural Expo 2015 is held at the Queen Sirikit National Convention Center and will end today. There are more than 200 suppliers of organic products opening booths in the expo. Also, it is a venue for them to share their know-how and forge business deals. Let's take a look at the global news. Video footage obtained by Reuters on Saturday showed the aftermath of Turkish airstrikes on Kurdistan Workers' Party or PKK camps in Iraq. The footage shows smoke rising from the forests of the Kwandil mountain region, where the PKK camps are located. It also showed footage of damaged homes and the remains of exploded shells. Turkish fighter jets and ground forces struck Islamic State militants in Syria and Iraq in a campaign Ankara said would help create a safe zone across swaths of northern Syria. The strikes follow Turkey's first-ever airstrikes on Islamic State in Syria a day earlier, and Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu told a news conference the heightened security operations will go on. In related story, at least 12 people were killed on Saturday when 2 suicide bombers attacked a crowded swimming pool in northern Iraq, a local official and police sources said. The attacks in the town of Tuz Kurmatu, about 175 kilometers north of the capital Baghdad, left 45 others wounded. Most of the victims were Shiites from the country's ethnic Turkmen minority. There was no immediate claim of responsibility, but Islamic State militants have recently launched a string of bombings in Baghdad and other provinces, including a huge attack earlier this month in Diyala province that killed more than 100 people. An Australian scallop diver was killed by a shark off Tasmania's east coast on Saturday, according to local police. The attack happened between Lachlan Island and Maria Island near the coastal town of Orford, Tasmanian police said. Inspector David Wiss said the diver and his daughter were diving for scallops from their small aluminum dinghy at about 8 a.m. on Saturday when the attack happened. Witnesses said nearby fishermen were alerted by a flare set off by the daughter and went to offer assistance. Police have not revealed the identity of the diver, although they said he was in his late 40s and from the Kingston area. It is unknown what type of shark was responsible for the attack. U.S. President Barack Obama attended a state dinner in his honor in Nairobi, Kenya on Saturday. He made jokes about his birth certificate in his father's homeland.
I suspect that some of my critics back home are suggesting that I'm back here to look for my birth certificate.
Obama made his birth certificate public in 2011 after opponents questioned his birthplace and eligibility to be president, claiming he was not a U.S. citizen. The certificate lists Honolulu, Hawaii as his place of birth. His visit to Kenya marks the first time a sitting U.S. president has traveled to the East African nation. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta praised Obama and hailed the trip as a success as both nations look for stronger ties. And that's a wrap for today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. And for today, we're going to say goodbye with pooches joining owners at an exhibition devoted to man's best friend in Berlin. I'm Suraphal Lautaranarit. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. สวัสดีครับ